What's up guys, it's Mr. Winters. In this video I'm going to try to help you out with the measurement and how to read the ruler. So the first step, I'll go through the 4 steps of how you do this, and then we can do some examples up on the board. First step is line your ruler correctly up at 0. So sometimes there's a little space that doesn't count and you got to make sure you're right at 0. And most of our tools in this class, the end of the ruler is at 0. The second step is to count your whole inches first, and then you write that as a whole number. The third step is to count the 1/16 of an inch, because the 1/16 of an inch is the base measurement we use. So just count the 1/16. Then the final step is to reduce your fractions. So if you follow these 4 steps, reading the ruler should be pretty easy. We'll run through some practice problems. Okay, here's our first example. So the first step, make sure you're lined up correctly at 0. The next step, we're going to count full inches. 1 inch, 2 inches, we don't have a third full inch. So we're going to write 2 as the whole number. And because we're measuring in 1/16, you can put your bottom number as a 16. Then we're going to start at the number 2 and count the 1/16. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That becomes your top number. So the final step is to reduce your fraction, 12/16. And if you struggle with reducing fractions, I have a poster on the wall to help you with that. So 12/16 to 2 3/4. Second example, here we go. So we're lined up at 0, that's the first step. Next step is count full inches. So we've got 1 full inch, not 2. So I write 1 as my whole number, and 16 is my bottom number. Now I'm going to count the 16th, starting at 1, count from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That becomes my top number. And this fraction does not reduce. If you have an odd number at the top, you're already done. So that answer is 1 13/16. Third example. So we start at 0, count your full inches. So we have 1 full inch, 2 full inches, and that's it. So I write 2 as my whole number with 16 as the bottom. Now I'm going to count the parts, starting at 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get 2 4/16. Now if you have an even number here, you have to reduce it. So 2 4/16, 2 1/4 of an inch. Example 4. Line it up at 0, count your full inches. We've got 1, 2, 3, and then some pieces. So I'm writing 3 as my whole number, with a 16 as my fraction on the bottom. Now I'm going to count the pieces. Starting at 3, we count from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 becomes my top number. That's an even number. 8/16 reduces. I get 3 1/2 of an inch. This is my final example for the video. So we're lined up at 0. Count the full inches. There's 1, 2, and then we have some parts. I can put 16 as the bottom. Start at 2 and count the pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 becomes my top number. So now I need to reduce, because 6 is an even number. 6/16 turns into 3/8. So my answer is 2 3/8. If that helps you with measurement, some things to keep in mind. If you have an odd number as your top number, which is your numerator, the fraction's already reduced in measurement. If it's an even number, you need to reduce it. If you're struggling with reducing fractions, I have a poster right up on the wall to help you reduce your fractions. Be safe, have fun, be creative, make cool things in the shop. We'll see you on the next video.